I'm going to talk to you about a really important feature on the Mavic Pro, and it'll allow you to have the drone come back to you automatically. So it's called the return to home feature, and you can enable it by pushing one of two things. You can either push this button down right here in the upper left hand corner and hold that down for about 4 seconds, or you can push on that H with the arrow down icon. You tap on that and then it will pop up with a screen in the front here to slide your finger to make it return to home. But that is an awesome feature, so that your drone will automatically come back to you. But before you play around with any of the return to home features, you want to go down to your settings and make sure everything is selected accordingly. So as you can see here, you want to make sure that your home point setting is set to however you prefer it done. And I usually, if I'm not going anywhere and I'm going to stay in the same place that I'm taking off from, I select this first one right here with the H on it, with that arrow. And basically in this picture here that I drew, wherever you take off from, even if you move, this is supposed to be a person right here, even if you move to some other location, if you hit the return to home feature, it's going to come back to wherever you took off initially. So if I'm in a boat or a kayak or moving around a lot, then I select the second one. And so the second one basically means, just like I did in this drawing right here on the second side here, if I'm in a boat or I'm moving around and I decide to walk around some other place and I end up in a different location, if I hit that return to home feature, I'll end up having the drone come exactly to where I'm at that specific time. So depending on where you're at, certain return to home settings can be more beneficial than others. And it's also important to check your return to home altitude. Make sure that you have it set high enough to avoid buildings and trees, light poles and such. And then also make sure that you have all your visual navigation settings enabled so that it can avoid any kind of obstacles. So I have all these selected here, as you can see. And you can pause the video at any moment in time so you can read them and check your forward and downward sensors, make sure they're all normal. And once you have that all set and you know your style of flying, where you're going to end up, then you'll be able to select one of these two methods here. So 9 times out of 10 I select the second one here because I want it to come to wherever I'm at currently. So, and I move around a lot. But if you stay in one place and you fly in one area, and you want to come back to the same exact location, then you can pick the first one there. But I'm about to show you a real live demonstration of me taking out my Mavic Pro and playing around with the return to home feature. Alright, so we're out here going to try the return to home feature. I'm not very far away from the drone, and I'm just going to go ahead and select it. And as you can see here, it's going to just land. It's not going to take off and ascend any further to the default altitude settings to avoid anything. So I'm just showing you what that looks like. And if you hit that X button, it'll cancel the return to home feature and you can maintain control over the drone again. And now I'm going to go ahead and take off again. And I'm going to slide and make it automatically take off. And I'm going to try to go maybe a few hundred feet away, and then I'm going to try the return to home feature so you can actually see it coming back. So I'm going to gain a little bit of altitude and then push forward on the right joystick so it goes away from me, and we will see. I'm going to try to get at a nice little distance there. I'm at about 156 feet away. I'm going to hit the return to home feature. Again, this feature is awesome because as soon as you slide that button over on the screen, it'll automatically return to you actually pretty fast. I think it even returns faster than I can even manually override it and bring it back towards me. So it's very accurate. I actually have it set to the default setting of wherever I'm at taking off initially, it's going to return to that same site. As you can see here, the drone is coming back to me automatically. I'm not even doing anything. I actually have the remote control on the ground, so you can see here it's automatically returning to me rather quickly, and on the remote control it says landing. As you can see here, using the return to home feature is very easy. Just be mindful of how you have your settings on your app, and you should have no problem having the drone return back to you using the return to home feature. I'm just waiting for this drone to land, but I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please comment below on what your favorite feature is on the Mavic, or if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comment section below. But I hope you all enjoyed the video on using the return to home feature. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you enjoyed it. And as always, thank you all for watching.